Hi there. It is Sunday and it is so beautiful outside. Beautiful. So, you already know before I get started, listen, today a girl's got her Dunkin'. Yeah, I got me some coffee today. Church was on fire, like always. So, the scripture today came from Matthew 11:28 through 30. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. As I sat there listening to the message today, it just really, really hit me. It resonated in my spirit because of the season of life that I'm in right now. For most of my life, I have been carrying something. Carrying responsibility, carrying pressure, carrying worry, anxiety, stress, the weight of, raising children, building a career, trying to make ends meet, trying to create opportunities, trying to overcome obstacles, and trying to figure out how everything was going to work out. For years it felt like I was always pushing, reaching, striving, always trying to get to the next goal, to the next opportunity, to the next breakthrough. It was always something. And as I sat there today listening to the scripture, I realized something. I am finally in a season of rest. Not because life is perfect, because life is never perfect. Not because challenges won't come. Not because I have somehow arrived at a place where nothing will ever go wrong again. That's not it. That's not what I'm saying. But because I am no longer in survival mode. I'm no longer living in survival mode. And today when the choir sang "My worship is for real," that song hit so differently. Because when I hear those words, I think about my own journey. People may see me smile, they see my confidence, they see my accomplishments. You know what I mean? They may even see the peace that I have now, but what they don't always see is the struggle that came before it. They don't see the sleepless nights. They don't see the sacrifices. They don't see that. They don't see the tears. They don't see the disappointments. They don't see the stress, the strife. They don't see the moments when I didn't know how things were going to work out. They don't see that. They don't know the prayers I prayed. They don't know the fears I carried. And they don't know the burdens that I laid before God or the tears that I cried. That's why my worship is for real. Honey, I be in the front of the church looking straight ahead, minding my business and getting my praise on. Okay? I'm telling you, I don't look at nothing else. I don't think about nothing else. I be getting my praise on. Because I know what God brought me through. I know what He's brought me through. I know the doors He's opened. I know the strength He gave me when I felt weak. I know the ways He made me just, when there was no way, He made a way out of no way. And today, sitting in church, I realized that God has given me something I haven't had in a very long time. Rest. For so many years, my life was about surviving, making the next payment, getting through the next challenge, helping my children get to where they needed to be in life, pursuing another degree, advancing in my career. There was always something. I was trying to make sure that everybody around me was okay. There was always another mountain to climb. There was always another responsibility to carry. Always another problem to solve. But today, I can honestly say that this season feels different. And I've decided that I am going to honor this season. I'm going to enjoy it. I am going to celebrate it. I'm going to thank God for it. Because too often, especially us as women, we move from one struggle to the next without ever acknowledging when we finally reach a place of peace. We're so used to surviving that we don't know how to rest. We're so accustomed to pressure that peace feels unfamiliar. But God did not bring me this far just to remain in survival mode. He brought me through those seasons so I could experience this one too. And that's why when people talk about being in their soft girl era, I think sometimes the meaning gets lost. My soft girl era is not about somebody else taking care of me. It's not about luxury. It's not about appearances. It's not about material things. For me, my soft girl era is about peace. It's about choosing joy. It's about protecting my mental health and well-being, protecting my emotional health, protecting my spiritual health. It's about recognizing that after everything I've survived, I deserve to enjoy the peace that God has given me. So in this season, I am not interested in any unnecessary drama. I'm not interested in any conflict. I am not interested in criticism. I'm not interested in judgment. I'm not interested in people trying to tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know what I've overcome. I know what it took to get here. I know. And because I know my story, I refuse to apologize for my joy. I refuse to apologize for my peace. I refuse to apologize for my smile. I refuse to apologize for enjoying the blessings God has placed in my life. This season is not about proving anything to anyone. This season is about being present, being grateful, being at peace, being content, being close to God, and understanding that every season serves a purpose. There are seasons of struggle. There are seasons of growth. There are seasons of waiting. There are seasons of healing. And there are seasons of rest. And if you find yourself in a season of rest right now, don't rush through it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't spend the whole season worrying about what's coming next. Enjoy it. Celebrate it. Honor it. Thank God for it. Because when the next challenge comes, and eventually it will, you'll be able to look back on this season and remember, Psalms 35 says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. You'll be able to remember that you've seen the morning before. You'll remember that God has brought you through difficult seasons before. You'll remember that peace came again. You'll remember that rest can come again. You'll remember that joy can come again. And if God did it before, He can definitely do it again. Today, I simply wanted to acknowledge the season that I'm in. A season of peace, a season of gratitude, a season of rest. And I'm going to enjoy every moment of it because this is the season God has given me. And I intend to honor it. And one final thought about this soft girl era. A lot of people think a soft girl era is about somebody buying you flowers, taking you on dates, and giving you gifts. You should have that. Or showering you with attention. You should have that. You deserve that too. And while those things are nice, there is nothing sweeter than the peace that God gives you. Because flowers fade, perfume runs out, and jewelry can be lost. But the peace of God sustains you. The rest that God gives you sustains you. The softness that comes from knowing God carried you through your hardest seasons is something no one can take away. So don't just let a person put you in your soft girl era. Let God put you in your soft girl era, okay? Because the peace he gives lasts far longer than anything money can ever buy. This message is from She Serves Healed. If you like this message, please like and share. And if you want more information, please feel free to visit www.sheserveshealed.org. Have a great day.